Hey everyone, we're here at the NXP CES booth 2025, standing in front of the Honeywell Anthem. I'm joined with Andrew Barker from Honeywell. Andrew, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Absolutely.
This certainly does not look like anything I've ever seen on any of the airplanes that I've been a part of. Tell me a little bit about this. It looks more like a gaming console than an airline cockpit. So what are we seeing here?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, first of all. We've had a blast here at the NXP booth at the show. This is our 6th generation avionics offering, Honeywell Anthem. So this is the next generation of what we've got flying today and has been flying for 15 to 20 years in Part 23, so that's general aviation, and in Part 25, that's business jet world. The cool thing about what you see here is, like you said, it looks very, very modern, right? So it's like you would see in a video game. So what a lot of the really cool stuff we're doing there is as a result of that relationship with NXP. That processor we have in there, the graphics processing, is from NXP, both in the displays and in our processing modules as well.
Well, I'd love to hear more about some of the changes that you're seeing in the aviation space. What did lead you guys to create this type of display and this type of cockpit?
So this is, like I said, it's our 6th generation, so we've been doing this for a very long time. As technology has allowed us to make the avionics better and better, that's what we've done, right? So our conformal synthetic vision, which you can kind of see a little bit of here in the background, lets us really see what that outside picture looks like. And it's not only a pretty picture, it's also something that's flyable and usable. So if I want to fly to a waypoint that's out in the distance, I just put my reference airplane on that waypoint and I fly exactly to it. So when I'm flying into Aspen, as we have here, it's a very difficult approach, and with that step-down approach and the waypoints, it makes it very easy to fly. And so that's the demo we're giving here today.
I love it. So I'm sure making it easier to fly means it's also making it safer. Exactly. Consumers are going to benefit from that as well. Right. I'd love to hear, so my understanding of this is completely configurable, so sort of like your own desktop. Tell us a little bit more about that and what are the benefits of that?
So Anthem is what we call scalable and flexible. That's actually a great term because I think NXP uses it in a lot of their stuff as well. And it's designed to really fit in that Part 23, Part 25, the ATR world. It's really can be across multiple different platforms. Traditionally, our integrated cockpit offerings are really kind of bespoke solutions for each aircraft they go into. In this case, we can say, okay, it's going to fit a specific kind of architecture, so maybe a 2 or 3 or 4 display system fits in a group of aircraft. And then you'd have more complex ones in the ATR world and stuff like that, but it's really something that we can say, okay, in this group of airplanes, this is the right solution. So Anthem really fits across all of those different offerings very easily. From smaller displays to larger displays, again, that's where NXP partnership comes in, because we're not just growing, we're not just blowing up or shrinking the entire screen, we're actually rescaling everything. You get more screen real estate as you go to a larger display in some of these larger aircraft that need more data.
Right. That sounds pretty complex, but also, you mentioned this partnership with NXP. We recently just announced this big MOU. That was a big signing. I think we just shared that yesterday. Tell me a little bit more about that. What can we expect, to see out of the NXP and Honeywell partnership?
It's actually very, very exciting for us. Not only for current generation of Anthem, but it lets us plan for the future. Again, as we were talking about earlier, right? We can say, hey, this is what was done in the past. Now Anthem is more growable as the technology improves and increases. And it gets us on that more autonomous pathway, right? So we've got a building block, a great foundation here in Anthem that can grow as technology continues to allow us to do more amazing things with automation and AI and all those sorts of good things all at the same time.
You mentioned earlier a few of the parts from NXP that are inside there. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me a little bit more? What's under the hood? What are we actually seeing that's kind of making all this magic happen?
Absolutely. So this is your i.MX8 processor in every single display and every single DPM. So that's really the backbone of what creates these beautiful graphics that we have here.
Amazing. Well, I'd love to hear kind of final things, like what else are you seeing at CES 2025? What's the next steps for Honeywell? What can our audience look forward to?
Awesome. Thank you. CES is such an exciting time for me. I love to come to this show. I'm a longtime airplane nerd, a technology nerd all the same, so CES is that one opportunity for me.
Exactly,
right? It really is. Perfect spot for me to get out and really see that new technology. I'm always interested in display technology, obviously. There's some really cool stuff at LG and lots of folks around. There's some really, really neat innovation being done in displays. Of course, lots of AI innovation as well here that I'm going to be out to check on. Always interested in the different cameras and sensors, because again, all of this stuff we're doing here with Anthem allows us to really pull in data from all different parts of the aircraft. So we're really always looking at those interesting things that lets us build that next generation and make it even better.
I love it. Well, I'm so excited to be able to someday fly into Aspen, hopefully on this kind of plane. And I'm sure there's tons of other benefits that we'll be seeing for consumers and other frequent flyers coming out of this moving forward. Thanks so much for talking to me. For everyone who's joined us, there's more details that we'll be sharing afterwards. Stay tuned.